Good morning, everyone. I hope you're having a great day. How is your morning thus far? I'm great. Glad you're doing good this morning. Oh, really good. That's awesome to hear. Okay. All right. So this morning we are going to start off with our bell ringer and asking the question, what is the process for DNA fingerprinting? All right. We talked about this last week and just see if anyone kind of remembers. I have here a picture of what DNA fingerprinting is. So there's a great example there in case you don't remember exactly what it is. All right, looks like we might have forgot. Let's go ahead and take, I see Michael's writing and thinking, so that's good. Let's go ahead and take a virtual classroom trip right quick. All right, you remember something about profiling? Okay. Hey, you guys, this is a pipette. It's like a digital pipette that you can use to, you know how in school you used to have those little things that you can mash on? If you guys ever went to brick and mortar, you had those little like balloon things that you can match on and like squeeze things up. This what this thing is. Or have you ever seen a baby, those little nodules that go in the baby nose to get like the boogers and stuff out and suck things out? It's the same concept, except for it's like this nice tool that you can um, change the numbers on. Yeah, the little pump thing. And that's what it's doing. It's going to suck up, based on what she set it on, it's going to suck up that much liquid, whatever she chooses. Sir, I'm stopping again. So this is the electrophoresis machine that I was telling you guys about. Okay. Okay, so one thing important that we need to know before she got to the step of adding DNA into the wells and that whole process, what happened was that she had to break open the cell, right? Using an enzyme, take out all the stuff, take out all the cytoplasm by spinning it around really fast, and it's called this little machine. And that little machine allowed allowed for the cells to break apart and to level based on the weight. And so then she had to take all the stuff out, separate it. That's correct, Cherish. And then after she separated the different cells, the cytoplasm, she's going to take things out. And then remember, she's going to amplify, right? Using PCR, she's going to make copies upon copies of that DNA in case she messes up. Okay. And then that's when she's going to start that process with the electrophoresis. Okay. So today, you guys, we are going to be talking about crime scene sketches. Just to double check, hopefully you are able to hear me. All right. Thank you guys for coming to class, participating, staying engaged. I greatly appreciate that. So thank you for doing that. All right, yesterday you guys had your crime scene quiz. The rest of this week, going to be working on our crime scene sketch. Okay, I keep saying to Monday, but Monday is actually a holiday, isn't it? Monday's Labor Day, right? So you guys actually have until Tuesday. So Monday was going to be out, and then Tuesday is going to be the day we're working on in class, finishing it up. Our standard, we're going to be looking at students recognize, classify various types of evidence in relation to scope and definition of forensic science. We've been talking a lot about evidence. We talked about there being direct and indirect evidence, and we talked about another word that we can use for indirect evidence, which is, see if anyone remembers, what's another word for indirect evidence? Trace is a type of indirect, but what's the other word that I'm looking for? The one that I told you guys is interchangeable. Starts with a C. Not physical. Physical is a type of circles. Oh, about to give you the answer. Yes, circumstantial. So indirect is another word for circumstantial. And then, as you guys said, it's broken down to physical, which physical is trace. And you're going to learn about two more coming up after IA1. Okay, so our goal for today's lesson is to validate a crime scene sketch. Describe the importance of accurate notes and sketches and the characteristics that make each valuable when documenting or reconstructing a crime scene. Compare the documentation of a crime scene and the scientific procedure, such as collecting, data analysis, and then develop notes about possible crime scene. Okay. All right, so here's an example of a crime scene here, crime scene sketch here. All right, if you notice, you can see it from above, so it's more of an overview crime scene sketch. We'll talk about the different types in just a moment. All right, so there is a reason why we make crime scene. I'm gonna give you a few reasons, but in a few minutes, ask to see if you guys can think of any other reasons why we do it. All right, so some reasons why we can use crime scene sketches are documented with notes, photographs, and sketches. So it's to document the crime scene. Also, they must be careful when they document these crime scenes because they gotta make sure they include the important information. Like remember yesterday, the lady was saying in the video, she was saying, I have to take lots and lots of pictures with different filters because at this time I think something's important, but in actuality, it was something that was very important. So you have to do the same thing with the crime scene sketch. Be very meticulous when you're drawing out those crime scene sketch, making sure you include everything that needs to be there. All right, photographs take photos of the evidence from multiple angles as well. And like I said, use lots of filters, very important. All right, so why else can you guys think of why we may draw a crime scene sketch? What else might be a reason? Yeah, I'm sure they can always stand on top of something if they need to, a ladder or something, they want to take it from above. All right, to identify how the suspect could have approached the victim. Okay, give you an idea of that. You can sketch because it can piece together a possible outcome of the crime. That is true. To get an overview of the crime, because you can understand what kind of happened. Why else? How would you? What do you think they will ever use a crime scene sketch in court at all? And if you do, why do you think they will use it in court? To possibly show evidence. Okay, what else? They might need to reenact the scene. What about how could they use this for direct evidence? Using those forensics word, how could they use that for direct evidence? Yep, to the jury to visualize what happened in the crime scene. So, what is direct evidence? See if we remember, so you can piece together exactly what I'm asking. What is direct evidence? The evidence must be tangible. So you guys are saying that a knife at the crime scene is direct evidence? I thought that would be circumstantial evidence or indirect evidence. So what will be direct evidence? DNA at a crime scene would still be circumstantial evidence or indirect evidence. Exactly. It needs to be an eyewitness. Sound like someone say they saw someone commit a crime. That is correct. So remember, direct evidence, someone saying, I saw this happen, or I saw based on the recording this occurred. An actual human is seeing something with their eyeballs and seeing a crime committed. Okay, that's correct. So that's direct. Okay, everything else is circumstantial. All right, so if I'm using a sketch in court for direct evidence, how may that person that's providing the direct evidence, how may they use that sketch? What could they be saying? Yep, they can be showing what steps they did. Where did this point out the parts where the crime happened at? So yeah, so they can be using a sketch to say, hey, I was standing right over here behind this ambulance when I saw this occur, or right behind this building. Ambulance might not have been there, right? I was standing right behind this building when I saw this person get shot here, right? So that's how they can use it. That's why they're important as well. All right, so whenever you're plotting a sketch, the first thing you're going to do is make your base, make your rectangle, um, the rectangles, and then say if you have multiple rooms that you're showing, you want to make right angle lines to make your point, or say if you want to make evidence, you want to show your lines and then have the number 1 here to show that it's evidence. Okay, I'm going to keep going. So when you're plotting the sketch, so let's say we have A and point B. We know that those are tree because they're labeled there, but they have these numbers 1, 2, and 3. Remember I told you guys that's called legends. And those are used in order for us to determine what an item is. Okay, and other ones, you're going to see a little box here that tells you what 1 is, what 2 is, what 3 is. So they're labeling the evidence. Oh, here it is right here. The key's right here. 1 is a fire cartridge case. 2 is cigarette butt. 3 is a fired cartridge case. They give you the key right here, exactly what it is, telling you what it is. What else do you notice is in this sketch that may be important? So the victim tells you the direction of the body. You know that because it tells you direction north is this way. Very important to know which way is up and which way is down. What else do you notice? Do you guys think any of this is important here? Yeah, it tells you the location of the site. Very important. Where it happened at, where it occurred. Another thing I see important, it says right here, not to scale. So it tells you here that it's not to scale. Could possibly be. Didn't expect for it to be so simplified. There's different types. But this one isn't a computer-based one. I'll let you see the computer-based ones in just a minute. Those look pretty awesome. All right, so say if you're drawing a building and person's outside, so you just want to draw a triangle shape with the two corners of the building and just show where the items are in corresponding to the building. So they have the evidence here for number one. Okay. All right, so there are four different types of sketches. The first one's the overview. The second one's elevation sketch. The third one is the exploded view, also known as a cross projection sketch. And four is a perspective sketch, also known as a three-dimensional sketch of an object. Okay, so the overview plan is like a bird's eye view from top. So it's going to show you everything. It's going to look all flat, it's one level. The elevation sketch is going to be usually seen from the side, and it's going to show the different levels, and I'll show you that in just a minute. And then the cross projecting, it's going to look like an unfolded box. And then a perspective sketch is going to be like a three-dimensional sketch of an object. Okay, so this one's the overview. This one's the most common type of sketch. Okay. This one's elevation, and this one's typically used for outdoors. As you see, there's a person that's doing an outdoor crime scene. And it also allows for you to see the blood stains at different levels. Right? It shows blood drops on the deck, blood drops on the lawn, but this one's used great for outside reasons. Okay. This one is an exploded view. It's great for bullets, great for blood, because it'll show the blood stains. Say if someone that was cut at an arterial, so arterial would be like an artery is cut, and it's going to spray blood all over the walls. It'll allow for you to see exactly where that's at. Or say someone is shot, it'll allow for you to say, oh, the person's here, they were shot here. So it's great for that. The perspective view is the hardest one to draw. As you see, it has different level. It looks more 3D. It looks more realistic. It looks more like a computer-based sketch. This is the hardest one to draw. Okay. All right, so here's the computer one right here. Remember I said there's some computer ones? So this one's an overview, and this is the overview sketch using a computer-based sketch. Pretty cool, right? Here's another one. This one looks more like a perspective view to me. So very cool. And this is some type of software program that you use in order to do these. I actually don't have this program though. Yes, I have seen Dexter before. This car kind of reminds you of it, doesn't it? The car the old lady always drives, the mom. All right, so today you are going to start your crime scene sketch lab. It is a process, you guys. I'm not thinking for you to have all this done by the end of this class. That some might can do it, but I'm not going to say it's impossible, but it's not expected. Okay, so what you're going to be creating is a mock crime scene. Okay, I want you to imagine that a place in or around your home, it can be your room, backyard, it can be your garden, it can be your basement, it can be any room in your home. Okay, and you can say someone broke into the home. You can say there was a fight in the home. You can say a body was discovered in the field. You can say there was hit and run. You can say someone murdered someone. The possibility are endless. So you're just making up a crime scene. That's your first thing you're going to do. So the first thing you're going to do, you're going to say, hey, I'm going to use this room. I'm going to say this crime occurred. That's going to be the first thing you do. Okay. Then you're going to start measuring the room. So that's the next thing I want you to do is measure the room because I want you to figure out what side it is. Some key information that needs to be there is date of the sketch, your name, address, names of the victim, types of crime suspected in the sketch. Make sure compass there, the dimensions, main objects, at least 3 pieces of evidence, a legend labeling each piece. And I'm going to go through this more slowly with me giving you an example, okay? All right, for this purpose, you can use an exploded view or an overview sketch. If you want to use your computer to make a sketch, that is okay if you have that type of software. So you don't have to have a big poster board. You can get a piece of paper, like a plain white piece of paper, or you can get a graphing piece of paper and draw out your sketch. Once it's drawn out, you can scan it. You can take a picture. You can use Gina's Scan app, which will you take a picture of it and it's going to scan in your document, and then you're going to submit it to Canvas. Okay. So here's the actual assignment right here. I'm going to start it going a little bit slower right here. Let me get my little drawing tool out. So let's say I have measured the room already, right? So I'm going to make a little box. Okay. And let's say the room is 20 feet, 20 inches is really small. 150 by 60 or something, I don't know. And so you know that big room cannot fit on this paper, right? So you're going to say so many feet equal to so many inches, right? You're going to have to set up a scale, right? And so what you're going to do after you come up that scale, on the sides right here, you're going to put like 50 inches by like 80, so we know the sides of the room, okay? And that's going to be your scale. It says scale on the drawing. All right, that's going to be your scale. And then you're going to tell me how many feet is equal to 1 inch. Like 1 foot might be equal to 1 inch or something like that. Okay. Then at the top of the paper, you're going to have this key information that's listed here. You're going to have the rough draft sketch date. That might be today or it might be on Friday. The date that the sketch was finished, that might be Monday by the time you finish, or it might be Tuesday when we finish up in class. The name of the sketch artist, that is yourself. All right, the place of employment for the sketch artist, where do they work? Okay, the address of the crime scene needs to go at the top. The type of crime suspected. So if you say that there's a break-in, you're going to write that down. If you say there's a murder, you're going to write that down. All right, the name of the lead investigator. Remember, the lead investigator is the person that's kind of spearheading this investigation. Okay, so right here in this area, okay, what you're going to do, let's see if I can erase that without erasing everything. There we go. You are going to provide a compass. You're going to tell me which way's up, which way's north. That's very important. You're also going to tell me the dimensions of the crime scene. So we already did that part. You're going to tell me the main object. So let's say there's a body that's here. You're going to draw a little stick figure here and tell me exactly what it is. Okay? Then you might say there's a knife over here. You're going to tell me that. Then you might say there's some blood droplets here. You're going to number each one of these like 1, 2, 3, and then you're going to make a little legend on the side of your drawing and tell me 1 is this, 2 is this, 3 is that. Okay. Then you also can measure between the walls and tell me how far away it's from the wall, every item. 1 is this far away from the wall, 2 is this far away from the wall. You're going to put numbers there so that I know. Okay, does that make sense so far? Okay. So here's some examples. These are some examples of some. If you see right here, let me go out of this system. There we go. So if you look here, you can see here, you see there's a body, right? And it tells me there's measurements on both sides of this body telling me how far away it is from the walls. Do you see that? Has a legend here, has key information up here, has a case number, of all that information. Then also, if you look here, here's another example of one. These two are separate. This is one and this is two. This one has the key information up here at the top, not all the information I'm asking for. And then it also has the legends that's here. Has the compass direction north, telling me which way is north. This one shows the exit and entrance. This one's a whole house. It looks like a crime happening. So that's a large crime scene there. Okay. And both of these are overview floor plans, which are the most common. All right. So I'm going to put it on this page so that you guys can get started. So remember, first thing you're going to decide which room I'm going to be using. You want to measure it, make up a scale. Then you're going to say, I'm going to have this murder or this crime occur. Okay? All right. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll be more than happy to answer them.